Hey, my feel good friends. How are you doing today? I'm doing really great. I just made myself another cup of coffee. I'm pretty sure this is my second cup, but if we're honest, I am already feeling a little bit jazzed. So maybe I forgot about my second cup and we're on to the third. Who knows? But I'm having a great day. I'm super caffeinated. I just hopped in my closet and I'm about to record a few podcast episodes at a time. And I am so excited about this because I've basically been playing the catch-up game with my podcast, right? Like I've been sitting down and recording and editing week of, and I've just felt kind of like I'm always running to catch up with things. So my mentor, Michelle Knight, encouraged me to start really planning ahead for the podcast so that I can just make sure everything's working together so it's not taking over my life every week, which is important. And I'm laughing, and this really does tie into today's episode because this is what I teach when it comes to social media. In the Feel Good Social Map course, I teach how to create this strategy and plan your months ahead of time and really stay ahead of the game so that you stay in control of your social media and it doesn't feel like it's taking over your life, right? And I'm laughing because this is exactly what today's episode is all about. We all know how seductive maybe social media is, how easy it is to get just sucked into the platform, no matter if it's just for, leisure and you're just scrolling along. It's addicting. They've created social media platforms in a way where we just want to continue to stay on the platform. They've made them to be addictive, which makes sense for them as a business, but it can definitely feel like it's taking over our life, especially when we're putting pressure on ourselves to use it to market our business. Social media can feel so overwhelming and it can feel like you're kind of a slave to it, right? I've been there. Believe me, you are not alone in this. I have felt that pain, my friend. And today we are talking about how to take control of our social media so that we're not letting social media control us. And I promise with a few of these shifts and changes and steps and strategies that I will go over in today's episode, social media will become a lot easier and a lot more manageable for you, okay? Because I fully believe we should be using social media for good and it should not stress us out. Speaking of social media stressing us out, I do have a new freebie that I just created for you guys to download if you're interested. It's called the Roadmap to Stress-Free Social Media. Oh man, every time I say that, it's like a tongue twister for me and I have to pause and make sure I'm saying it correctly. But anyway, this free download is basically, it really is a map. I kind of had fun with it when I created it in my Adobe Illustrator. I actually made it one big long map, which is kind of fun. And basically it walks you through these steps of how to really, kind of take control of your social media, how to create your strategy, plan ahead, all the things so that you can really use social media in a way that will work well, but it's not gonna stress you out, right? Because that's what it's all about. Using social media for your business to promote your success and build up your awesome audience without letting it take over your life. That's what it's all about. So if you're interested in grabbing our roadmap to stress-free social media for your brand, just head over to feelgoodsocial.com/stress-free social. Okay? It's feelgoodsocial.com/stress-free social. And you'll be able to grab that free roadmap. It's a good one, I promise. I put a lot of effort into this one and I'm really excited about it. So definitely go check that out. Now, let's go ahead and jump in to today's episode to figure out how we can take control of social media and not let it control us. Hey friend, and welcome to the Feel Good Social Podcast. I'm your host, Kinsey, and I'm here to help you market your business in a genuine way that works without wasting your precious time. On this show, we chat about social media strategy and mindset tips with a focus on, you guessed it, feeling good. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some genuine conversation for the good of your biz. All right, so let's talk about how we can use social media so that we're not getting sucked into the platform, so that it's not taking over our lives, and so that maybe we're actually going to enjoy it again, right? Because that's something that happens a lot. I find myself being so just sucked into the platform and stressed out sometimes that I'm not even enjoying what I'm doing. And I think that is a very important part of your social media marketing, is that, I want you to be enjoying it. I want you to be having fun. I want you to be loving connecting with your people and building up this audience. And also, I think if you are using the platform, but you're hating it, that will come across to your audience, right? That will actually hinder your social media marketing efforts. And so it's really important that we enjoy what we're doing. So let's talk about this. The first thing that I want you to do when it comes to taking control of your social media is we need to shift our mindset surrounding the platform in a few different areas, okay? So the first thing that I want you to do is to give yourself a big ol' good reality check. It can be so easy to get sucked into this platform and just sucked into the world of social media, right? And be just feeling stressed out by it and feeling like you're a slave to it. And so the first thing that you need to do is ask yourself, is social media really that important? Like, how important is this in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of your life? Because I've been there where I am freaking out for some reason that has to do with Instagram, where my post isn't working out, or I'm putting pressure on myself to post that day right then, and I'm feeling the pressure, and it's leaking into the rest of my life. And what I really have to do is just take a deep breath, calm down, and ask myself, is this really that important? Why am I putting this pressure on myself right now? In the grand scheme of things, it's really not that big of a deal. So that's why reality checks are so helpful. It's also a good idea to ask, is everyone else's life really that glamorous? Because if you're like me, sometimes, especially if you're having a bad day, right? You're scrolling along and everyone else's life seems amazing. That's just how Instagram is. Think about the content that you put out there. Even if, you've been trying to be real, be more real, be more genuine, like I have been trying as well, and I've been encouraging you to do that. I mean, even myself, I was just chatting with one of my friends the other day, and I don't even know how the conversation came up, but we were talking about how I've been posting beautiful photos of adventures and all that stuff. And the conversation came up where it's like, no, I have not been going on adventures every day, right? No, all of my social posts are coming from a backlog of photos, a backlog of adventures that I've, accumulated over the years. But if we're honest, my life has been pretty boring, especially since starting my business and really putting a lot of effort into this. And also, especially since the global health crisis. I mean, we are all pretty much stuck at home. And so our lives are all pretty boring right now. But when we are on the platform looking at other people's lives through this lens, through this very focused, narrow lens, it's really, really easy to get sucked into the, FOMO or comparison syndrome, where it's like, everyone else is just having this amazing life and I'm not, right? And so you really need to kind of reality check yourself and remember, no one's life is that glamorous all the time. I'm sorry, but we all are not glamorous people. In reality, no one's that glamorous. You're not that glamorous. I'm not that glamorous. Frickin' Insta influencer person over there, their life is not that glamorous either. So it's a good idea to remember that and reality check on that aspect when you're using the platform. Another question that's great to ask when you are reality checking as well is anyone else really paying that much attention? And the answer, my friend, is no. I'm so sorry, and I love you, and that I'm paying as much attention to you as I possibly can. But when we are on the platform, when we're creating content, when we're trying to post things, and we're putting ourselves out there, and we're being personal, it's really, really easy to feel like there's a big giant spotlight on you, right? And like everyone's paying attention. They're all judging you, it's super, super easy to get sucked into that mental pattern. And the reality is that they're not. We're all the stars of our own lives. I've talked about this on a previous podcast, follow show. But, no one on social media is really paying as much attention to you as you think that they are. We are all paying attention to ourselves, and then other people tend to come into our lives here or there. And so if you get stuck into that, mental pattern where you're telling yourself that everyone's paying attention to you and you're putting stress on yourself about this, it's time for a little reality check, my friend, because I love you and I'm paying attention to you, but I'm not paying that much attention to you, and neither is anyone else, okay? So those are the 3 things that we need to reality check ourselves on when we're using social media, and it will help you to not feel as sucked in or pressured or stressed out by the platform. Now, another thing that we really need to shift our mindset around is that a lot of us believe social media is done in real time. Or maybe we believe that it needs to be done in real time. And I'm here to tell you, no, my friend. That is the easiest way to be stressed out by social media and become a slave to it. Social media does not need to be done in real time. Like I said, most of the photos that I'm posting are from a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. I have this backlog of beautiful photos that I want to share with people. And I wasn't going on that hike yesterday. I'm sorry, but no, like maybe I was going on a hike, but I plan out my social media content ahead of time. And so whenever I'm posting a photo, it's not like I was doing that today or yesterday, right? And the same thing goes for captions. You do not need to be telling your stories in real time either. The biggest part of social media is providing valuable content to your people, and it doesn't need to be that day. When we are using social media for personal use, I think that maybe that's where, things get a little muddled, right? Because traditionally, using social media for our personal use is to just keep everyone updated on our lives. That's nice. But when it comes to using social media for your business, no. You do not need to be using social media in real time. In fact, I encourage you not to, because if we are using social media in real time, if we're pausing our lives to post on social media, then we are missing out on important parts of our lives, and we're becoming slaves to the platform. So I'll talk a little bit more about this moving forward, but that's just something that I really think that most of us need to shift our mindset around. And the third thing we need to shift our mindset around is competition on the platform. And I'm raising the hand over here. I have definitely been hit by the, competition. I'm trying to think of like a sneaky animal, competition snake or something. I have no idea. But basically, there's a lot of people on social media, right? And there's a lot of people in your same industry speaking to your same audience and doing the same thing you are. And it's really, really easy to look at competitors' accounts and feel insecure, feel inadequate, feel, just like you need to be better than them, right? Or you're not good enough. Either one of those things can really kind of poison your feelings around social media, right? And it can really kind of suck you in and poison your own emotions of the day, right? Like if you're having a good day and you get onto social media and you see a competitor's account and you start to feel either not good enough or maybe that competitive pressure or something like that, then it can really like seep into the rest of your day and make you have a bad day. And that is not okay. That is allowing social media to once again take over your life, and it's not fun. It makes the platform not fun. So we need to shift our mindset when it comes to our competition and think of our competition as inspiration instead. There's been this huge push for community over competition, and I fully believe in that. Social media is about networking. Social media is about lifting other people up, taking inspiration from others, being an inspiration for others, and it's all about coming together. And I have seen this and I have felt this personally, okay? When we lift each other up, when we collaborate, when we form community, and we think of our competition as inspiring instead of a downer or whatever, it is so much better. I promise you, it's so much better to lift someone up on the platform. And it's so much healthier for you in your mindset to think of someone as inspiration instead of competition. There's enough fish in the sea for all of us, I promise. There's so many people on Instagram. There's so many people in the world. And there's enough fish for all of our businesses to spread around. And it's so much better to lift up your competition, collaborate with them, be inspired by them, and inspire them in return than to have some kind of like bad karma vibes on the platform. So those are the 3 things that we need to shift our mindset around when it comes to social media, and it will help you to really feel in control of your social media efforts and really feel happier and better about using the platform. So definitely those are the first steps, my friend. Now, the next thing that we need to do when it comes to taking control of our social media is that we need to... Are you enjoying this episode so far? If you answered with a big hell yes, I would love to ask you to snap a screenshot and share it to Instagram so all your biz buddies can hear it too. And don't forget to tag us at feelgoodsocial so we can spread the love right back to you. Thank you so much for listening, my friend. Let's dive back in. Now, the next thing that we need to do when it comes to taking control of our social media is that we need to make a strategy and plan ahead. And this is what I was talking about when I said social media does not need to be done in real time, okay? And I actually do teach this in my Feel Good Social Map course, the how to make your social media strategy, plan out all of your posts ahead of time, schedule them so that you don't have to worry about them. It's amazing. It's like such a great feeling. And I promise you, like, it may sound a little intimidating, maybe creating, 15, 30 social media posts at a time. But when you really create that strategy ahead of time and then sit down and plan everything at once, that plan, like I'm doing with my podcast episodes right now, it's so easy. It really does. It becomes easy. And it also takes away all the freaking stress and pressure, okay? It feels so good to plan all of your social posts ahead of time. It's so funny. In the last round of the Feel Good Social Map course for May, my student Julianne was like, just planned all of my social posts. Feel so good. You're so right, Kins. That's a perfect, that's a perfect name for it because it does. It's like, oh man, it's like a weight off your chest. It's like when you get into the zone and you plan all of your social posts out and it's just flowing, and then all of a sudden you have all of your social media posts planned and scheduled for the next month. Wow, it is amazing. It's just like I'm getting giddy thinking about it because it happens to me multiple times a month. I do still have monthly management clients that I work with, and so I get to feel that feeling multiple times a month. And I don't know, I feel good about myself, I'm like hair flipping over here. It's great. It is a great feeling. And so that is the best way that you can really take control of your social media because believe me, I know I have felt it personally and I hear it from so many people that if you're just posting in the moment, in the day, inspiration isn't really coming to you. You're feeling the pressure. You're feeling stressed out. It takes way too long. And then all of a sudden you finally posted for today and now you got to worry about tomorrow, right? You got to do it again. And it just feels like this never ending hamster wheel. That's like maybe, I don't know, like a slow trudging hamster wheel or something. No, my friend, you do not have to do that. You can plan all your social media posts out ahead of time. It actually makes it more strategic that way because you can plan out all of your campaigns and your sales and your giveaways and Make sure that all of your content is working together. And then when you do that, stress-free road ahead, my friend. It is so nice. So if you are interested in being guided by me, definitely check out our Feel Good Social Map waitlist. It's actually opening this week by the time this episode comes out. So if you're interested in the Feel Good Social Map course, where I teach everyone how to plan out all of your social content, create that strategy, and then make time for engagement afterwards, definitely check out our Feel Good Social Map course. For June is the next round. And so if you want to join the waitlist, head to feelgoodsocial.com/social map. And you can go ahead and join the wait list there, my friend, because it's a really fun time. So go ahead and join that. All right. Now, the third thing that we need to do when it comes to taking control of our social media is that we need to set boundaries around social media. And this all of these steps are very important, but this might be the most important step. Set boundaries about your usage of social media, become aware of the way that you're using the platform, and set rules for yourself for your usage. Okay, so this means that you need to be, not waking up at 5 a.m. and just scrolling Instagram before you are getting out of bed, unless that's what you want to set as a boundary. But be aware of how much you're using the platform. Give yourself time limits, right? Give yourself, 30 minutes, an hour at a time to use social media instead of getting sucked into it for 2 hours at a time, which, believe me, that happens to me all the time. I blame it on it being my job to be on social media, but still, no, I'm just kidding myself a lot of times. I get sucked into the platform. We all do. And so the biggest step is to become aware of our usage and then also set these rules for ourselves and stick to them so that we don't allow ourselves to be using social media too much or in a way that's not going to propel our business forward, which is the next thing that I want to talk about. We need to be using social media intentionally. My favorite way to use social media is to give myself time in my schedule. I actually put it into my calendar to go onto the platforms and interact intentionally. So if I'm honest, I really don't use social media for leisure myself. I get enough of it at work, right? But I still get sucked into the platform if I don't give myself boundaries. So I will put time into my calendar to go onto the platform and use it intentionally in a way that is going to help my business and my clients' businesses the most. So what I'll do is schedule 15 minutes per account, maybe 3 to 5 days a week, when I will go on to Instagram and I'll answer all of my comments. I will go out and do targeted outreach where I find maybe new potential followers or potential clients and interact with their accounts as well. I am going to my favorite ideal clients' accounts and interacting with them because I want to make sure that I'm nurturing the relationship with them and I'm making them feel good. I'm lifting them up and, making them feel seen. And I will, if I have time, then at the end of these intentional engagement sessions that I schedule for myself, then I will scroll. Then I'll start scrolling and liking and doing all of those things, but only after I've engaged intentionally for a set period of time. Now, another boundary that I've been practicing lately, and I've been loving it, let me tell you, since the pandemic hit, I have been loving to turn on airplane mode because I just need a break from the world, right? We all do. I need a break from the internet. With the pandemic, there's been even more of a surge of everyone being online all the time. And I don't know, whenever I turn on airplane mode, it's like a big sigh of relief. The world feels quieter, even though social media really isn't that loud to begin with, especially if you scroll with the volume turned down like I do. But, I don't know. Whenever I turn on airplane mode, I feel like I'm the one in control, right? nothing else in my life is really too important. Like, people know how to contact me if something is an emergency. But whenever I turn on airplane mode, I guess I just feel like, okay, cool, no worries. It makes me feel like I'm adhering to those boundaries. I'm in control. I guess it just puts things into perspective, maybe. Nothing is really that urgent and really that important. And airplane mode allows me to kind of adhere to those boundaries and makes me kind of honor that quiet time and that space that I need. You know what I mean? I just love it. I've been loving airplane mode, man. But if you need to keep your internets on, then you can always just turn off notifications. I do that too. I'll turn off notifications in times when I am focusing on one task, like right now, and I really can't be distracted, then the notifications, they are gone on my phone. So that's my favorite way to set boundaries, my friends. And those are the 3 ways that I would suggest you implement to take control of your social media so that we stop getting sucked into this platform and we stop letting it take over our lives and we start using it intentionally in a way in which we are in control. I don't know if that was a real sentence, but we'll go with it. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you gained some value, and I really hope that you are going to take control of your social media this week. Reach out to me on Instagram. We're at feelgoodsocial. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaways from this episode, and I would love to hear how you're going to take control of your social media. If you have any tips for me, let me know. I'm always looking for new ones. I hope that you have a wonderful week, my friend. Don't forget to grab your roadmap to stress-free social media. It's at feelgoodsocial.com/stress-free social. And it's really awesome. I've been hearing some great feedback, so definitely go grab that. Have a good week, my friend. We'll chat next week. Thanks so much for listening, my friend. For show notes and a whole lot of other awesome freebies, visit feelgoodsocial.com. Simply go to feelgoodsocial.com for all the goods.